Rights and duties are correlative, and no right exists without a corresponding duty. We always talk about fundamental rights under the Indian Constitution, but Part 4A of the Indian Constitution talks about certain fundamental duties as well. Hello, dear friends. I am Assistant Professor Utkarsh Seth from Khalsa College of Law, Amritsar, and the topic of discussion in this lecture session is upon fundamental duties under the Indian Constitution. On the recommendations of Swaran Singh Committee, Article 51A was inserted into the Indian Constitution through 42nd Amendment in the year 1976. As we call the Constitution of India a bag of borrowings, that means we have taken various concepts from various democracies, and the concept of fundamental duties has been borrowed from USSR, present Russia. The fundamental duties are acting as a constant reminders to all Indian citizens, specifying that where the Constitution of India confers them with certain specific fundamental rights, it also expects that we are bound to follow certain norms which are regulating our democratic conduct and behavior in the society. The fundamental duties are unenforceable by law, but it may be enforced while balancing and harmonizing them with the fundamental rights, as it was held in the landmark case of Mohan Kumar versus Union of India. Article 51A talks about two major things. First, to respect and to abide by the Constitution of India, respects its ideals and institutions. And secondly, to give due reverence to the national anthem and national flag. With this, I am reminded of a landmark case, Bijoy Emmanuel versus State of Kerala. In this case, it was held that if a person is standing silent and is not disrespectful towards the national flag or national anthem, it would not amount to the violation of fundamental duty enshrined under Clause A of Article 51A. And it is our right to remain silent under Article 21 of the Indian Constitution. In another case, N. Sylvie Therumal versus Union of India, the Madras High Court has mandated the singing of national anthem in the schools as a part of a curriculum, so as to give effect to the provisions of Clause A of Article 51A. Clause B of Article 51A talks or urges us to not to forget the freedom struggle of numerous freedom fighters, and for that it casts duty upon us to follow and cherish their ideals. And Clause C, on the other hand, talks about every Indian's responsibility or duty to protect and uphold the unity, integrity and sovereignty of the nation. The test of nationalism lies under Clause D of the Indian Constitution, Article 51A. That means we must not step behind from our duty. We must give or must render our services whenever called upon to do so. And we have to always be ready to render national service as well as to defend our nation in any hour of the need. Clause E of the Article 51A is twofolded. First of all, it provides that it is the duty of every Indian citizen to promote spirit of harmony and brotherhood among all Indian citizens, irrespective of caste, creed, sex, place or religion, underlying the divine thought of Manas ki jaat sabhe eke pehchanbo. On the other hand, Clause E also talks about the second thing, that we must, especially the men, we must renounce all the practices which are derogatory to the dignity of the woman. That means, so kyo manda aakhiye jit jamme rajan. We must give due reverence and respect to a lady who is the creator of humanity. We must provide her all basic opportunities so as she can also excel in her public life. Clause F casts duty upon all of us to preserve and promote the rich heritage of our composite culture. Clause D is also two-folded. First of all, it casts duty upon every Indian citizen to protect and preserve the natural environment, including forest, rivers, lakes, and wildlife. With this, I am reminded of a landmark case, MC Mehta versus Union of India, popularly known as the Ganga Tanneries case, in which it was held that throwing of garbage into the sacred river Ganga amount to the violation of fundamental duty enshrined under Article 51A. On the other hand, it urges us to have compassion towards all, not only towards humans but also towards non-human animals as well. Clause H in a way motivates all of us to grow forward in our life, and for that we must develop a sense of scientific temper and humanism, a spirit of inquiry and reform. Clause I holds a very important place under the Article 51A. It casts duty upon all of us to safeguard the public property and abjure violence. That means if we are writing anything on the walls of any historical monument or on the walls of any educational institution or even on the benches, if we are throwing anything here and there, we are violating our duty under Clause A of the Article 51A. Clause J of Article 51A motivates us or casts duty upon all of us to strive for excellence so that we may also contribute our bit for the growth and prosperity of the nation. Last but not the least, the 86th Amendment, which introduced Article 21A as right to education for all children falling between the age of 6 to 14 years, has also inserted Clause K under Article 51A. That means it is the duty of every parent or guardian to provide compulsory education to their ward falling between the ages of 6 to 14 years. I hope this lecture session would be a very informative session for you all. And in this 75th year of independence, we all endeavor our best to follow these fundamental duties. Thank you so much.